Hello. It's good to see you. Today we are going to be ironing some clothes. I have a few things here. Not much, but I have this lovely white top. Look at the pretty detail on these sleeves. And to me it kind of has like an antique look to it, like, you know, some antique doilies, or, you know, like my grandmother used to make doilies. It kind of reminds me of that. So we have this top right here that I washed, and I always sort of lay it out to dry, and it just ends up looking kind of wrinkled. And then I have this blue top, so it's actually kind of similar. Now this top has some pretty detail on it as well. It's kind of down here, and over here is where you'll find the buttonholes. This is a 3/4 length sleeve, and you can actually roll these sleeves up. And there's a little tab in here that you can fold over and button to hold the rolled up sleeves in place. I like to go ahead and unroll them so that I can iron them and make them nice and smooth. But this is another item that I will just lay out to dry. I don't put it in the dryer, and it just ends up a little wrinkled. And here I have a very pretty button-down top, and it has these pretty yellow stripes on it. This is a long sleeve shirt, but it's a nice thin material. I believe it's on 100% cotton. I really love the pretty yellow in this top. And then finally, I have a pair of just plain white capri pants here that are washed. And I always have to iron these when after I wash them, because they're always wrinkled no matter what I do. So we're going to iron those too. Look at that. So I have to move these out of the way right here. And then first of all, we will start with this white top. Okay, so the way we're going to start with this white top is we're going to take this panel here. This has the buttonholes. We're going to put it right up on the end of the ironing board, and just basically that's right where the sleeve is. We're going to just kind of hook it over the end of the ironing board and just straighten it a little bit. And you smooth it. You have to keep in mind too that we have these sewn in little folds here. So in order to iron that, we'll just kind of pull it tight like that and run the iron over it. Now I have it set kind of cool because this is a delicate fabric. You always want to check the tag to find out how you should treat the garment, because each one is different. It says you can use a cool iron if needed. So I have cooled it down. I'm just going to test it. I'm going to make sure it's not too hot. I think that'll work. A little bit of steam. All right, we're coming up to those sewn in creases. So I'm just pulling it like this to get it there. And get right along that buttonhole there, that little section. I'm just going to bring it around. You can see the part that we've already done right here. Okay, and we'll just keep going. I find that you get a lot of wrinkles right here where this side seam is. You might want to focus a little bit more on that. Give it a little bit extra love. Lift it up, and we're just going to keep going around. Now we're over on towards the back of the shirt right here. Look at, ooh, Get all that. Lift it again, and we just keep moving around. Right here. If only all of life's troubles were this easy to fix. I think this is the most delicate fabric of the 4 items today. So with the others, we can actually turn the heat up a little bit on those. Ooh, got a little crease right there. You have to kind of lift it off the ironing board. Now we're around to the side with the buttons. You just want to kind of stretch it out a little bit, smooth it. And again, we have these little folds that are sewn into the fabric. You just want to keep checking and make sure you're getting it all. I don't think that looks good. Now we're going to fold it over here. There's a little ball of stuff. We could take that off. So we just want to make sure that it's flat both on this part and this part, because otherwise you might iron in a wrinkle. And you can kind of grab it and pull on it a little bit. That's going to help straighten the fabric, keep it a little bit tighter. And with this type of fabric, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's supposed to have a slightly textured look to it. Now I want to get right up in here a little bit more. Right up here. This is up next to the shoulder. If you iron in a little wrinkle, you can just straighten it and flatten it back out. Okay. Now we'll get the other sleeve. Same thing. You just make sure you have all the wrinkles out on the top layer and the bottom layer of the sleeve. Don't iron the cord, that's a bad idea. Okay, there we go. Now I want to bring it up here to this end of the ironing board one more time. Focus on this area up here. Like that. And there we have it. You see, when you iron it, it changes the flow of the fabric. Look, now it's all nice and flowy. Look at that. Like it's made out of a cloud. Yeah, it makes it perfect. So I'm going to put this one on a hanger. Ooh, let me get that back a little bit more. After I get this back, I'm going to get this right here just a little bit. Right there. There's a little bit of a wrinkle right there. That looks good. There. I think that looks good. There. Now it's ready for a hanger. I'll just put it on there like that. And actually this top only has one button. Just one. And the buttonhole is here, so you can just button the one right there. There we have it. A nice, happy, flowy top, perfect for springtime. So now we'll get started on the second one. And the next one we're going to do is this blue top. Let's take a look at the ironing instructions. They say you can use a cool iron. That's what the other one said. So we will just actually leave it on the setting that it's on right now, which is a 3. We'll just leave it there. Okay. So we'll just straighten it out. And then a pretty blue. Look at that. Now this has the embroidery on it. We're going to run the iron over that a little bit, but it's always going to look a little bit disturbed. Just the embroidery kind of, it's just the nature of embroidered fabric. And then we'll just kind of pull it like this a little bit and get this apart. Yeah, that smooths out better. Look at that. And then we'll start bringing it around. Like that. Make sure it's nice and smooth before you start. See how it starts? Like this. Watch how fast it goes away. Watch how fast I iron in new wrinkles. It's okay. Anything you mess up can be fixed as long as you don't iron a hole in your shirt. And then if you can find a patch big enough to cover it, you can fix that too. Technically. Oh, that's better. Look at that. That's nice. Very nice. Bring it around to this side. Oops. And again, we have some more of this embroidered fabric. This one has a collar. The other one did not. So you can just actually take your collar and just spread it out like this and run right over it. Very good. Here. Okay, and we can get the sleeves. See, here's the button. There's a little tab in here where you can roll these sleeves up, and the little button and tab hold them in place. So you want to straighten the sleeve, and there's the little tab in there. I can't really do anything about that. That's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. Very few people even bother to iron anything anymore. I like it. I think it makes it look nice. Now, I don't iron everything, but some of my things I do like the way they look if you iron them. Look at the other sleeve. Sometimes sleeves are kind of hard to straighten. They don't want to cooperate. That little button. Sometimes if you have a sleeve that's stubborn, you can stick your hand in it like this, open your fingers out, and just pull it down like that. Or if you have an ironing board that has the little sleeve board, that works too, but I don't have one of those. This ironing board's about 1,000 years old. I don't think I know anybody who has a new ironing board. I think everybody I know who has one, it's older than they are. My mother has an ironing board that's older than I am, and I'm 47 and a half. There we go. That looks better. Ooh, I even put a little crease in it. That's fancy. So then I like to put it back on here one more time and check and just hit these areas up here that I might have missed before. And because sometimes these areas are hard to get to. And I will just pull it back down and get them just a little. There. Okay. So this top is all nice and lovely. See? Very nice. It is ready for a hanger. So I'm just going to take a hanger, put it on there like that. And then I'm going to find a button. Here's one. This is the first one. And I'm just going to fasten that one button to hold it in place. So there we have our second item for today. This lovely blue top with the matching embroidery on it. And next we have the festive, lovely white top here with yellow stripes. This one is still buttoned. So if you get one that's buttoned, you go ahead and undo all the buttons. And I will show you. You see where the buttonholes are and the fabric kind of puckers right where the buttons go? Yeah, that's one area you definitely want to make sure you iron it flat. And the end here, the shirt tail, kind of rolled up on itself like this. That's another thing we want to make sure we iron that back out flat. These are little clear plastic buttons. Gotta have a pearly finish. And again, we'll just bring it right here. I always start with the left side and work my way around. I don't know why. I've always done it that way. So, here we have it. And this is a cotton shirt. I'm going to turn up the heat. I'm just going to bump it up to a 4 on my little iron. And you just have to make sure those little puckers around the buttonholes are flat. And you can iron them out. And I'm getting part of that shirt tail at the same time, making sure it is also flattened out. Oh, that's a pretty yellow. All the way up this part, the little buttonholes. And I'm just straightening out this hem down here at the bottom as I go. Okay. We'll bring it around a little bit. Keeping in mind that we have to keep getting this, because see, it's puckered all the way around. They do that. Evie's rubbing on things. Kitty. She thinks it's snack time. I beg to differ. It is not snack time yet. She starts rubbing on everything when she's in the mood for a snack. But she's always in the mood for a snack. Part of the reason why I had to put her on a diet. The vet said it was time. Oh, these are some stubborn wrinkles. Look at that. I bumped it up to about a 5 to get a little bit more steam on here. I filled it up with water. Bring it on around. And all ironing boards are creaky. I don't think there's anything you can do about that. They're like my knees first thing in the morning. Creaky. I want to give a little bit of special attention to this part here with the buttons. I'm going to kind of go between each button like this. And my collar is very wrinkled. Look at it folding up on itself. Like a cheap beach chair. right up there a little bit more, right there. Okay. And here we have the sleeve. So lovely. Just try to straighten it out the best you can. And then we can iron it. Just run over the little cuff a little bit. And then we will get this sleeve. Let me look back here. And get that hem a little bit more. It's very stubborn. There we have our lovely white and yellow striped button-down shirt. Now the nature of this fabric is such that where you have these stripes, it's going to look a little bit puckered, a little bit. It's going to retain a little bit of that. You can't really, you can't get rid of it completely, but that's okay. There, and then we will place a hanger inside the shirt, button that top button to help hold it on there, shake it a little bit, and there we have our third shirt, this lovely yellow striped shirt, lightweight cotton, perfect for warm weather. Finally, we have our pair of capri pants. Now these always wrinkle to high heaven. Every time I wash them, you get all these wrinkles. It's very frustrating. First thing we'll do is zip them and do the little hook closure. And we'll do one leg at a time. You want to make sure you have it straight. You don't have any wrinkles under there. It can be challenging. take this right here. Here's the other leg. Unbelievably wrinkly. I've had these pants for many years. They've held up really well. These aren't real pockets. They're just made to look like pockets. Alright, the front actually looks pretty good. I ironed in a wrinkle right here. And now it's gone. So there we have it, a lovely pair of little white capri pants. All lovely and relatively wrinkle-free. And you know, I find with stuff like this, after you wear them for a little bit, it smooths it out even more. So I'm gonna take these, put them here like that. And I save these hangers when I buy things, and I just use them to hang up things like this in my closet. So look, they are ready to be hung up. And there we have it. Our last item for the day. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed seeing a little bit of ironing today. It feels so smooth. And I hope that you have a wonderful day. Then I'll see you again soon.